Okay, picture this. You're watching this feed, right? It's from an MQ-9 Reaper drone. High-tech stuff.
Mm-hmm. Eye in the sky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's flying over the waters off Yemen, which is, an active combat zone.
Right. High tension area.
Then suddenly, on the screen, there's this bright, shiny object.
Yeah.
Just zipping along in a straight line.
Yeah.
And then a U.S. military Hellfire missile launches. You see it streak towards the object.
A Hellfire, wow. Designed for impact.
Right. And it looks like it makes a direct hit. I mean, right on target.
Yeah.
And nothing. The object just keeps going. Same path, same speed. Like it didn't even notice. Just gone.
That sounds like something out of a movie.
Isn't it? But this isn't science fiction. This was apparently real footage shown recently.
Shown where?
In a House Government Oversight subcommittee hearing all about UAPs.
Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, the official term now.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to get into the specific incident. We want to give you the facts, the context, what it all means.
Cut through the noise.
Precisely. We'll look at the video, the situation on the ground, or rather on the water.
The combat zone aspect.
Yeah, that too. And the official reaction, or lack thereof, and maybe what this single event tells us about the bigger UAP picture.
Yeah.
Without getting overwhelmed.
And I think it's worth saying this one really does stand out, even with all the UAP reports we hear about.
How so?
Well, the detail about the Hellfire, that apparent impact with no effect, that puts it in a very, very different category.
It challenges things.
Fundamentally, our understanding of, physics, materials, it just demands a closer look.
Okay, let's dive in then. So Representative Eric Burleson, Republican from Missouri, he's the one who played it at the hearing.
Right.
He said it was from an MQ-9 Reaper, dated October 30th, 2024. Shows that bright, shiny object. Straight line, over the water near Yemen.
Okay, the basic facts.
But at that moment, the Hellfire. It appears to hit it, but the object just keeps cruising, unaffected.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what does that mean? Is there any way a Hellfire missile hits something and nothing happens?
Conventionally, no. Not really. I mean, think about it. A Hellfire is designed to destroy tanks, hardened targets.
Right.
Any known aircraft, drone, even advanced stealth stuff. A direct hit would be, catastrophic. Visible debris, explosion, something.
So for it to continue completely unfazed.
It suggests something extraordinary. Either technology far beyond what we currently understand, or maybe we're misinterpreting the visuals somehow, though that seems less likely given the description.
Or it's a phenomenon we just don't have a category for yet.
Precisely. It pushes the boundaries of explanation.
And adding to the intensity, like we mentioned, this wasn't just a random sighting in peaceful airspace.
No, far from it.
The waters off Yemen at that specific time, October 2024, that was an active combat zone.
Extremely active. Houthi missile and drone attacks were frequent.
Right. U.S. Navy ships, aircraft, they were all there, actively defending shipping lanes, intercepting real threats almost daily.
So this UAP wasn't just seen, it was encountered right in the middle of active military operations. Threat assessment, targeting.
Yeah.
That was all happening.
So connecting this to the bigger picture.
It's critical. The operational environment makes this profoundly different from, say, a civilian sighting in clear skies.
How so?
Because it implies this object was potentially detected by military sensors, possibly assessed as a threat, and then engaged with lethal force in a live combat scenario.
And it apparently shrugged off that lethal force.
Which makes its nature, its resilience, all the more baffling. And, frankly, concerning from a defense perspective.
Okay, so if the object itself wasn't strange enough, there's the issue of the video's origin.
Right. How did it get to the hearing?
Representative Burleson didn't say, he just played it. No details on how he obtained classified or sensitive military footage.
Which adds another layer of intrigue, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes you wonder about the channels this information flows through.
And it connects to what George Knapp said at the hearing. He's a UAP journalist, testified there.
What did he say?
He described the footage very directly. Said it showed, quote, a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and bouncing right off, and it kept going.
Bouncing right off. Wow.
Yeah. And Knapp specifically highlighted how little access the public usually gets to this kind of data.
So his point being?
That this kind of leak, or unofficial release, underscores the challenge of transparency. Why wasn't this released through official channels?
Good question.
It raises that important issue.
Mm.
How much is really going on that the public, even Congress sometimes, doesn't hear about?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe how strongly someone felt this needed to be seen.
And what was the official Pentagon response to this video being shown?
Pretty much silence. So a spokesperson was asked directly about it.
The quote was, "I have nothing for you." Simple as that.
Nothing for you.
And another defense official apparently said they could not provide additional information. So a complete stonewall, basically.
Which in itself tells you something, or makes you speculate at least.
How do you read that kind of non-comment?
Well, it could be standard procedure. Don't comment on potentially classified footage, especially if its origin is unverified or it relates to ongoing operations. Makes sense.
Protect security.
Right. Or it could mean they are investigating it intensely and simply aren't ready to say anything. Maybe they don't have answers yet.
Or the answers are complicated.
Exactly. Or possibly they don't have an easy, conventional explanation, and saying we don't know about something encountered in a combat zone is uncomfortable.
So the silence doesn't necessarily mean it didn't happen.
Not at all. In some ways, it can fuel more speculation, especially when the described event is so anomalous.
So who is officially supposed to be looking into things like this?
That would be the Pentagon's AAR, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office.
Right, AAR. Their job is to investigate UAP reports from military personnel, pilots, sensor operators.
Collect the data, analyze it. They look at current incidents and historical cases, too.
And they have explained some sightings, right? Identified them as drones, balloons, clutter.
Yes, they have resolved a number of cases as conventional objects or phenomena, but they also acknowledge that many remain unresolved, unexplained.
But here's the key finding from AR, the one they keep emphasizing.
The big one.
They state they have found no evidence linking any UAP cases to extraterrestrial activity, no alien tech.
Correct. That's their official public conclusion based on the evidence they've analyzed so far. They stress a rigorous scientific approach.
So while this Yemen incident seems totally baffling, AARO's overall stance is still not aliens.
Exactly. AARO's role is methodical. Rule out the knowns first. Adversary tech, sensor glitches, natural phenomena, optical illusions.
Like that Go Fast video.
That's a perfect example. Remember that one from 2015 off the coast of California?
Yeah, it showed an object seemingly speeding across the water at incredible velocity.
Looked impossible, right? But AARO, or rather its predecessors and analysts, dug into it.
And what did they find?
They determined the apparent speed was an optical illusion caused by parallax effects, the angle of the sensor, the altitude.
Ah, so perspective tricked the eye.
Exactly. And the object itself, most likely a weather balloon drifting relatively slowly in the wind far away.
Wow. So what looked like hypersonic speed was just perception.
It shows how careful the analysis needs to be. What initially seems extraordinary might have a mundane explanation after rigorous checking.
Which is why AARO emphasizes that methodical process.
Precisely. But then you get an incident like this Yemen case. A reported Hellfire impact with no effect. And it seems much harder to explain away as just parallax or a balloon.
It certainly does. Now, back at that House hearing, after the video was shown, things got a bit personal, didn't they?
How so?
Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican from Florida, asked the panelists a very direct question.
Okay.
She asked them if they were frightened by what they saw in that video, the Yemen footage.
That's a powerful question. Human reaction, not just technical analysis.
Exactly. And the answers were really interesting. Almost everyone on the panel said yes. Yes, they were frightened.
Understandable, given the implications.
But one person said no, George Knapp, the journalist.
He wasn't frightened. What did he feel?
He said he felt relief.
Relief. Why relief?
Relief that the footage was finally out. That this information, however unsettling, was now public. For him, transparency trumped fear.
That's a fascinating contrast. Fear of the unknown versus relief at disclosure.
It really highlights the different ways people process these encounters, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So what does this all mean? It shows the deep psychological impact. On one hand, you have the primal fear response. Something unknown, powerful, potentially beyond our control or defense. That's scary.
Naturally.
But on the other hand, you have this drive for knowledge, for truth. The frustration with secrecy and the relief when information, even potentially scary information, comes to light. It helps us feel like we can start to understand, maybe start to deal with it.
Two very different but very human reactions to the same anomalous event.
Yeah. It's not just about the object. It's about us, how we react to the edges of our understanding.
So wrapping this deep dive up, we've covered quite a bit. This drone video from that combat zone off Yemen.
Showing a UAP apparently hit by a Hellfire, yet continuing on.
The official no comment from the DoD.
The context of AARO's ongoing work. Finding no ET evidence but still having unresolved cases.
Remembering past incidents like Go Fast that were explained, reminding us to be cautious,
Mm.
and then those contrasting human reactions at the hearing, fear and relief.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this whole incident just underscores the challenge, doesn't it?
Oh, so.
Even with our most advanced military sensors, in a high-threat environment, encountering something that defies easy explanation, and apparently even defies our weaponry.
It really forces you to question things.
It forces us to question our assumptions about technology, about physics, about what might be out there that we simply don't comprehend yet. It highlights the vastness of the unknown.
So it leaves us with a pretty big question, really. What will it take to actually identify and understand objects like this when our best technology and even our weapons seem to just raise more questions?
Right.
And maybe what perspectives or biases do we need to let go of to even begin to get a clearer picture of these encounters?
That's the real challenge, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Moving beyond assumptions.
Something definitely to think about.